"You're too poor," she said, sipping her champagne like it was the truth, and she'd been dying to confess. "I can't waste my time with you. I have an elite circle." She made sure everyone at the table heard it. The silence after was sharp. I didn't respond. No protest, no reaction, just looked at her, then down at my untouched eggs Benedict slowly cooling on expensive china. Her friends laughed, that carefully controlled laugh, more poison than humor. The kind that tells you they've been waiting for this moment. That's when I understood she was done pretending. We met in a library. Not figuratively, an actual library. She asked for help grabbing a book she didn't really need. I gave her more than that. Gave her my time. My loyalty. My years. When I said I was stepping away from Wall Street to build something of my own, she said she respected the risk. I never told her what I already had. I wanted someone who cared about the journey, not the destination. So I let her see a version of me, truthful, but carefully edited. A rented apartment, simple clothes, a car that needed work. She was supportive in the beginning, patient. But money has a way of showing who people really are. Slowly, her questions shifted. No longer about my ideas, but about my timeline. When would I cash out? When would I become someone she could brag about? Then came Easter. Her friends in their designer silk and whispered judgments. She, glowing with cruel satisfaction, drunk on approval, announcing to everyone that I wasn't good enough. That was the moment the last thread snapped. She thought I was just another dreamer. She had no idea about the seed money I quietly put into an AI startup that exploded, or the beachfront property tucked away under a shell company, or the silent stakes in 3 thriving tech firms, or the account with $300 million sitting quietly untouched. All of it deliberately hidden, carefully unspoken. I didn't correct her, didn't reveal the empire she'd never taken the time to see. I stayed in character, the embarrassed man, outclassed and out of place. I moved out the next morning. No drama. No confrontation. Just said I needed time.
She didn't object.
She was already scanning the horizon for someone wealthier. I spoke to my lawyer. The marriage was in my name, but none of the assets were ever tied to it. She'd signed a prenup. Barely glanced at it, back when she assumed I had nothing to safeguard. Truth was, I had it all. 3 weeks after Easter, she posted a photo, smiling beside some hedge fund guy in Monaco, champagne in hand. The caption? Upgraded. That was when I made my first move. A quiet message to her landlord. The lease, paid in full by me, was cancelled. The payments had never come from her account. She didn't even know until the eviction notice arrived a few weeks later. She called, trying to sound composed, her voice shaking. "I guess I need to find a new place," she said. "I guess you do," I replied and hung up. Next came her so-called inner circle, the ones she used to name-drop like trophies. I quietly acquired 2 of their companies through separate shell corporations. Shifted leadership. Adjusted operations. Within half a year, they were out. No noise, no press, just polite exits and signed NDAs. She never connected the dots, not even when their smiles began to fade and invitations stopped coming. One night, she texted, "Everyone's acting weird lately." I didn't reply. Then came the black-tie charity gala. Big names, big lights. She showed up alone, wearing a dress she couldn't afford, still smiling like her world hadn't started crumbling. That's when I arrived. Custom tux. She used to call it too much. I made sure she saw me. She approached, nerves just beneath the surface. "You look different." "I am. Are you seeing someone?" I smiled. "I'm being seen." Then I walked away, leaving her to stand in the middle of the life she once held, realizing too late what she'd let go of. She tried to come back, apology texts, voicemails laced with regret. She said she was lost, confused, pressured. Claimed she never stopped loving me. I wired her $5,000. Just enough to sting. She never reached out again. Now I wake to the sound of waves and a calm I trust. The home is mine. The quiet is earned. She chased luxury, power, and prestige. I gave her none, and then quietly stripped away what remained. Betrayal teaches you. You learn who they are and who you are. She measured men by bank balances and reserved tables. I measure people by silence, by steadiness, by who they are when no one's watching. She assumed I had nothing because I let her believe it. I had to know who she really was. I don't hate her. She told me everything I needed without saying much. She lost a fortune because she didn't recognize one. As for me, I lost someone who never really saw me, and gained everything I was meant to create on my own. Some lessons cost millions. Others save them.